Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel where we discuss everything that is to do with ACCA and careers in finance and accounting. My name is 𝗍𝗍𝗖𝗔, and today's topic is something that a lot of students in past have asked us to make a video on, which is how do you crack the exams and how do you clear your ACCA papers, right? Of course, I'm sure by now you know that the ACCA is split in three levels. There is knowledge, there is skill, and then there is a professional level. So when we talk about knowledge level, where you've got your business and technology, your management accounting, and your financial accounting. Now all of these papers, I'm sure the paper pattern is well aware by you guys. It's largely MPQs and 2-hour exams. In terms of the preparation, what I would very simply suggest with you is that focus on the concepts, because the ACCA exams are going to be very tricky. There is no two ways about it. It's ACCA for no reason, right? So you will have tough exams, right? Whether it is BT, which is a full-fledged theory paper, to let's say MA and FA, which can give a lot of tough papers a run for their money, right? So when you are preparing for any of these papers, or even for that matter skill level and professional level, make sure that you understand the concept, which is why something is for a reason. So why there are, let's say, why leadership is done in a certain manner, or why there is audit which is done in a certain manner, or any of the topics for that matter in any of these subjects, right? Because in the exam, the question is going to be very different to what you see in the textbooks. Absolutely, when I refer to textbooks, I am talking about the approved content, which is Kaplan and BPP, right? So when you look at these textbooks versus what you see in the exam, of course, they are going to be very different, because these textbooks are there to clear your concepts, to make sure that your, let's say, ground floor of your building is nice and strong. And then you start to move towards the exam kit, right? So when you are completing your textbook, right, make sure that you have got your concepts cleared. Make sure you do your exercises which are there in the textbook. And once you're done with your textbook, move to the exam kit. Now, some people are aware of it. For people who do not know exam kit, for every approved provider that is out there, like Kaplan and BPP, you will have an exam kit as well. Now, this exam kit basically is a set of questions which are from the past papers, let's say, and also very much in line with what you see in the exam, right? However, and I may get some backlash here, but I must say that when you do the exam kit, the Kaplan exam kit, sometimes what we've seen is that they may not have all the toughness of the questions that you may sometimes require to crack the exams, right? So a lot of our students have in past have said that we want to try something which is slightly more difficult, which is where we also ask the students to do BPP exam kit as well, because once you're done with Kaplan and once you're done with BPP, I can assure you that whatever type of question that is going to come in the exam would have been covered there itself, right? So textbook and then your exam kits, right? Now a lot of students, now this is purely on you, I would personally suggest that when you are doing the textbook, you do a chapter, pick up the relevant questions from the exam kit as well, and progress with them together. But let's say if you don't want to do that, finish your textbook and then you can move to the exam kit, right? So that's the first thing that you do. Now the second thing what you need to do is that once you're done with the textbook and the exam kits, is that you have to do the mocks, right? Now these mocks, of course, if you are learning with, let's say, approved providers like us, Financial Planning Academy, we do provide you with lots of mocks, right? There are mocks that we have for Kaplan, for BPP. We also suggest students to do ACCA paid mocks. We also ask you to go through some of the free content that is available on the ACCA website as well. Some students do not know this, that on ACCA global website as well, you've got 2 free mocks. And again, these mocks are at very good level. If you are going to do them, you should be able to get decent amount of exercise, especially the exam, the exam style questions, or the interface that you see in the exam, right? So what you need to do is that try and do as many mocks as possible. There will be mocks available at the end of your Kaplan textbooks, BPP textbooks. There will be mocks available, at the end of your exam kits for Kaplan and BPP. Plus, you will have mocks that will be available on ACCA website. And last, but probably the mocks that will cement your confidence is the ACCA paid mock. So let's say if you're not still getting the kind of marks that you were hoping for, then make sure that you do these ACCA paid mocks. Trust me, it is worth the investment. You may think, I don't want to spend that 1500, 2000, whatever, the rates it comes for. But believe you me, if you do that, you do know exactly where you lag, because in the mocks, it will tell you that these are the areas you may need to revise. And plus, because they are so close to how your actual exam will be, you will be super prepared for that, right? So for knowledge level, you've got your textbooks, then you've got your exam kits, and then you've got your mocks. These three and you are sorted, right? So that's your knowledge level. Now coming to your skill level. Skill level is no different when it comes to knowledge level, or for that matter, professional level as well. I will try and speak about the skill and professional level together. Make sure that when you are going through your textbook, do focus on the concepts, because there is so much of application of the knowledge that you get from the textbooks is unfathomable. You will have to make sure that you understand the concepts and be able to write the whole thing in your language, especially at the P level, right? And once you are done with the textbooks and the exam kits, make sure the practice is done on the computer-based exam platform, right? ACCA CBE platform, right? It is available under your My ACCA account. You can search for it as well, right? Make sure that whatever practice you're doing, whether you are practicing on a spreadsheet, whether you are practicing on the word area, for both of them, use the CBE platform. There is also blank workspace available, which you should use. Let's say you were practicing some of the exam kit questions. Make sure that exam kit question, that content you are solving on the CBE platform, because this becomes super important for both skill level as well as professional level. Because a lot of students, when they go in the exam and when they, let's say, God forbid, look at it at the first time, you will be absolutely zapped what you have in front of you, because it is not your regular Excel and it is not your regular Word, right? So my request to especially the working professionals who do think that they understand how Excel and Word works and they will be fine, you need to practice on these platforms to be able to do the justice in the exam to the time allocated, because you don't get all the time in the world to figure out how do these functions work in the CBE platform which you will be using in the exam, right? So use the blank workspace whenever you're doing the exam kit, and then don't forget that there are tons of past papers, specimen papers, right, practice papers that are available. The good thing is that ACCA gives you a couple of full 100 marks papers as well, for you to solve in the CBE platform. So you get a feel of how the exam is, you get a feel of how you need to time it, right? So for anyone who is leaving this part outside of their preparation, you are preparing to fail. I am really sorry. If you are someone who's watching this just before the exam and you hear this and you've not done it already, I'm extremely sorry that I'm saying this, but trust me, it is super important that you do all the past papers that are available. Thanks to ACCA that they have put in so many papers for both skill level and professional level, right? People cannot complain that they did not have enough content on the platform to practice. They've got enough, right? Apart from, so let's say Financial Planning Academy, we make our own papers on the platform, but we do feel that the papers are enough on the platform itself that we don't even need to do that sometimes, right? So again, You've got textbook, you've got exam kit. Make sure you've done both the exam kits to the best extent possible. Then you move to the computer-based exam platform. Look at all of the bits, all of the papers that are there, right? All the functionalities. Time yourself. Make sure that you do not skip any sections. Do all the sections, right? And then, last but not the least, are your examiner reports and your technical articles, right? For both skill level and professional level, they become super important. You really need to know what the examiner has been telling the students, the areas the students need to focus on, where students have been going wrong, the most common mistakes, right? What are the kind of things that the examiner is expecting you. So please make sure that you've gone through the examiner reports, you've gone through all the technical articles. We do have some spare time in the day while you are traveling, while you are sitting doing nothing. Go through these technical articles, because I tell this to my students at Financial Planning Academy, is that there are these buzzwords that are available in these technical articles, right? And because these reports or technical articles are typically done by the examining team, right? If you can use these buzzwords into your answers in the exam, you will start to see a lot better traction in your marks, is because you are using the kind of language that the examiner understands very easily. I'm not saying that you have to do a ratta, right? You don't have to do any kind of rote learning. I'm only saying that pick up those buzzwords, those the most important words, which can really do a justice of writing. Instead of 10 lines and 20 lines, you put that buzzword in and the examiner knows that yes, this guy understands the concept, right? So that's all as far as your exam preparation on skill level and professional level is, right? But to really sum it up, for anyone who says that the exams for ACCA are difficult and we fail, etc., trust me, difficult is a subjective term. For people who put in the preparation, who do exactly what I've just told you guys, if you do that, the exams will be easy. The exams are difficult for the people who do not prepare well, right? So on that note, all the very best, and I hope you really do well. Thank you so much. And before you go, please make sure that you've liked the video. If you've enjoyed watching this video, you do share it with your friends and family. You do put in comments if you would like any other information about any of the exam preparation tips, etc. And if you'd love to study with us, do visit www.fpa.edu.in, and we would love to take care of your queries. Thank you so much. Bye bye.